Hello, and thank you so much for taking a few minutes to review this recording about your two new voluntary benefits with LegalShield and IDShield. I'm Kelly Rowe, and I'm your new benefits agent. And Hopelight has offered these two new benefits in your benefits package for all employees, and so we're excited about that. And today, just wanted to go over the plans, make sure you understand the coverages, the details so that you can make a great decision for you and your family to see, hey, maybe what plans might be of value and be helpful. You'll see on this slide, starting out is my information. So make sure you take down my cell phone number, my email address. I've been with LegalShield for over 28 years, plan to be here for many, many more years, and I'm excited to partner with Hopelight now, which means partnering with you. And I'm here to answer any of your additional questions after you review the information, and I'm definitely here to be a resource for you ongoing. A couple other things on this slide that's great is Legal Shield for the fourth year in a row was ranked best overall by Forbes, the best legal plan. So you could see why Hopelight wanted to partner with Legal Shield and ID Shield, and definitely our identity theft protection is award winning. Lots of cybersecurity awards, and so you're definitely in good hands. I'm going to go ahead and remove myself so that the slides are available, and I'll come back at the end. So let's start out. I know many of you might have had these benefits at other companies, but if you haven't heard about Legal Shield, just know that we've been around for 54 years. We protect, gosh, almost 5 million lives in the US and Canada. This is our home office in Oklahoma. We have over 700 employees that are there to support us. Customer service is there, services are there. So just great corporate support. And we do work with many companies like yours. And so we're just so excited that we're a brand new benefit for you to participate in too, because not only are the services and the coverage more robust, but really these rates that are available only as an employee benefit are about a 50% savings of what our retail plans are, actually what I pay and what my family pays as individuals. And we do receive, over 2 million service requests. And why is that important? Because I think many of us will agree that we're kind of priced out of the legal system at two, three, $400 an hour. It's kind of hard to just pick up the phone and call an attorney, use attorneys as a resource to make better decisions. I mean, legal things come up in our everyday lives, and we know that identity theft is absolutely a huge issue. So the good news is once you have a service like ours, like I said, I've been a member for over 28 years. It just feels really great to just be able to pick up, my cell phone, go through the mobile app, go through the member portal, call into the law firm, talk to my attorney for any matters. And that's what I'm going to do is just point out a couple of those usage, a couple of the services that are just absolutely so valuable for all of us. And, I love the vision of Legal Shield. I'm actually an Air Force veteran. Shout out to any other veterans that are listening. I think we know that it's about our rights, right? It's about being able to access our rights. Attorneys are needed, right, to help us not be treated unfairly, to understand the laws. The laws are, excuse me, so complicated. But Legal Shield's mission and vision is really important, right? So that we can all have equal access to our rights. The other thing that we always get right up front is, okay, so who are these attorneys? Gosh, our plan is only $24.95 a month for the entire family. How can top attorneys do that? Well, it is that shared economy process, right? Legal Shield over our 54 years have created the only network of highly experienced, dedicated provider lawyers in every state. And that's important too, that this network is nationwide. And so you're not just going to be covered there. I know many of you live right there in Colorado. You're not just covered there, but you're covered nationwide. I know it's the summer, we're traveling or traveling during the holidays. Know that everything I'm going to mention about the services is completely nationwide coverage. And so, in a nutshell, what is a legal plan? Well, Think about it this way. LegalShield gives us the ability to contact top-rated, experienced law firms. Just call an attorney without worrying about the high hourly costs. What does that mean? Well, we get a traffic ticket and want to know our rights. We have a landlord that isn't giving us our deposit back. I know that was one of the first times I used the plan. Gosh, many years ago, I was renting a condo in East Fort Lauderdale, and my landlord was trying to keep almost all of my $500 deposit. I knew that the place was spotless and I hadn't done any damage, but I didn't know what my rights were. And so that was one of the first times I called Legal Shield. And besides just talking to the attorney, they wrote a letter. They wrote a demand letter to my landlord at the time. And guess what? Magically, they didn't notify me properly. I didn't know that. It wasn't a certified letter within 30 days. It was just a handwritten note from my landlord at the time. And so they weren't entitled to keep one dime. And so with just that one call and that one letter from the law firm, I got my whole $500 back. Again, paid for my plan for probably 2 or 3 years, right? So that's what's important to notice is even if we just use the plan, one time, it's going to more than pay for itself. And it is a low flat fee through payroll deduction. That's what's exciting is Hope Life. This is a payroll deducted benefit. Now, it is a portable benefit. So if you retire or move or leave for whatever reason, you can keep the plan and you will keep it at these same discounted rates, which, as I mentioned, is a 40–50% savings depending on what plans that you take. And again, we're not talking about major things. We're talking about preparing our wills, being worried about being a victim of identity theft or already have something, on our credit report that shouldn't be there. Maybe we have a dispute with our car insurance not paying a claim, or like I said, getting into a fender bender or getting a traffic ticket. We all sign things, right? And we most of the time just don't really understand what we're signing. And then those consumer disputes. I mean, somebody isn't honor a warranty. I know my niece right now reached out to me that the attorneys are writing a letter for her situation that could happen to anyone. Unfortunately, her van broke down, and when the towing company towed it, they ended up doing damage to the body of the van and, of course, wanted to claim that it wasn't them. And so she luckily took some pictures and had proof, took a video actually, and had proof that the damage was not there. And so now, she uploaded everything to the law firm through the mobile app, and the attorneys are writing a letter for her. So again, that's hundreds of dollars of body damage, and she's going to be able to get that done like it should have been originally, right, from the towing company, but just by contacting an attorney. And so I think we all realize that, hey, attorneys can definitely level the playing field. So let me highlight the plan that you have, right? Let's start out with some of the features and benefits. So you see right here is our mobile app, and right at the top it says request a consult. We even have, we have the mobile app option, but we have a member portal. So in case you don't want to do it with your mobile app, but you want to access it on a laptop, a desktop, an iPad, same features, we get that unlimited consultation. Like I said, this year I actually called, I had a tax question. I wanted to talk to a tax attorney. Maybe, again, you're signing a contract, moving into a new apartment, moving out of an apartment, or, your mortgage company sends you something, or maybe your homeowners insurance doesn't want to pay a claim, or like I said, our auto insurance doesn't want to pay a claim. Any of that, we can call. Don't worry about getting a bill. We could have 5 different attorneys working on 5 different things, right? So easy to access the plan. And then if needed, the attorneys are going to write those letters, make those phone calls to those third party on our behalf. We're going to get contract and document review up to 50 pages each. So that includes, buying, selling, refinancing, right? Even buying a car. Maybe we're selling our car to a friend or a neighbor and want to make sure that we're protected. We know that getting our estate planning is important, right? Our wills, living wills, healthcare power of attorney, financial power of attorney. I mean, most of even outpatient surgeries and outpatient procedures we can't even do without having a living will in place. But they're costly, right? So with the Legal Shield plan, now that you're a member, all those documents are done at no additional cost. And just to let you know that the plan for that $24.95 a month, which again actually comes out per pay period, does include you as the employee, your spouse or significant other. If you're living together, you don't even have to be married. They're covered for the same premium. And we also cover dependents up to the age of 26. So if you happen to have any children, they're all covered as well. So remember, it's just so important to get our wills done to minimize family conflicts. If God forbid something happens to us, I think we absolutely want to have the last say, the final say, and not our state, right? Also know that there's family law issues. If you're dealing with any of these issues, not all families are, not all of us are, but if you are, it can be very costly. So the plan covers uncontested adoption, name change, child custody issues, divorce, right? We cover uncontested divorce. We even cover 10 hours of contested. Maybe you have some court documents that are already in place and you want to know what your rights are there. Hey, maybe you're getting married, right? So we do prenups, postnups. Again, a lot of family law coverage. And hey, we know that anytime we get in our car, traffic accidents can happen, traffic tickets. And what's the reason that we definitely want to have those tickets represented is because it can add points on our car insurance, right? And car insurance can go up significantly. And so isn't it great to know that with this plan now, three moving violations per member, right? So per covered member, per membership year are included at no additional cost except that $79 flat fee for per appearance. And again, remember, not just in our own backyard, but nationwide. Gosh, a handful of years ago, I got a ticket in Ohio. Actually, my rental car was illegally towed in front of the hotel. I was there for a conference and I live in Florida. So I came back. I had the Ohio attorney represent me in court, and I just had to pay that $79 flat fee. And what's nice is there's three per year, but two can roll over. So really in your second year and beyond, there could be those five tickets. Hopefully, crossing fingers that we don't get five tickets a year, right? But just know that the coverage is there. And lots of other things in the car, from accidents to property damage, anything in between. Included in the plan is also a Sue savings account. If we're ever named in a lawsuit, I know the IRS can be very scary. Tax issues can be scary. Maybe there's stuff on our credit that shouldn't be there that we have questions about. If we get audited, we have 50 hours with a tax attorney. Again, we have documents for our primary residence, for tenant leases. Hey, maybe we just want to know if this rental agreement is in our best interest. And oh my gosh, one of the best parts of the plan that I really want to highlight is 24/7 access. Just think about that. How would it feel to know that nights or weekends, life happens, right? We're out and about. Maybe we're in the wrong place at the wrong time. Maybe we're out to dinner late or out to, a club or a bar late. Or maybe I know my nephew, when he was in college, was being detained at a casino that wasn't his fault. And he was not even where my brother lives, but because he was covered under the plan, on a Saturday afternoon, he was able to get the attorney on the phone and talking to that third party, and the whole issue went away, right? So just know 24/7 access is absolutely priceless. Fender bender happens, definitely say, hey, I'm a little nervous right now. Before I make a statement, I love to talk to my attorney, and we absolutely have that right. And just know that there's a catch-all. There's nothing excluded from the plan. Hey, God forbid it's a DUI, a bankruptcy, a foreclosure, anything in between. We will save significantly off of the attorney's hourly rates. We have unlimited e-signatures if needed, unlimited online notarizations. And then one thing I really want to point out is we have member perks. We have access to the largest discount program in the country just by being a member. And so most of the time, we are going to save more than what your premium actually costs. Everyday things like going to the movies, right? A lot of cell phones are included. Maybe travel. Maybe we're buying tickets to a sporting event or something. I know, amusement parks are included, right? The food delivery services. So just so many discounts. And so just know that with this member perks, you'll probably be able to save more than what the plan even costs, right? And then the second option you have, so you're going to see you have the option for legal only or identity theft only or both plans. And I know that I don't have to go deep into how stressful and how complicated identity theft is. I mean, these criminals are getting so brave and man, they're not even after our money anymore, right? They're after our name. It's just a very scary situation. So with our plans, we absolutely monitor more. We monitor the dark web. We monitor our accounts, passports, driver's license, address changes. If somebody tries to go and get a payday loan in our name, all of that. And then something that's so important, we know that our privacy and reputation, especially because we're all on social media, right? Our information's out there. We will monitor all that to make sure that we're not tagged in something, to make sure that, our privacy on all these data broker sites. I know I just got alerted that my information was removed from 44 different sites. I would have never known about that without being a member of IDShield. The other thing too is how many of us through the years have been paying for malware protection on our smart devices, right, on our computers? Well, we partnered with Trend Micro. That's included in the plan. The individual coverage covers 3 devices, and our family coverage covers up to 15 devices. We have a VPN for when we're on public Wi-Fi. We have a password manager. But a couple of these last features that really sets us apart. Let me just ask, if we became a victim of identity theft, maybe you've already had to deal with it. How complicated is it to restore our name back, right? To fix it, to just get our life back? Well, it's very complicated. And so LegalShield, we're through IDShield, we are the only company that partnered. We have our own licensed private investigators. What does that mean for us? We become a victim, we sign a limited power of attorney, and we have our own investigators doing whatever it takes for as long as it takes. Again, it can be life consuming. It can be so stressful. And so just knowing that we have someone else working on our behalf, an expert in the field, is priceless. And we added a $3 million fraud policy. So just in case, there's any financial losses, we have $3 million there to recover those losses. And look at these rates. Again, if you choose identity theft as a standalone or if you partner it, bundle it with a legal plan for if it's just you, then it's only $9.95 a month. Again, taken out per pay period. If you have a family or there's even a couple of you, it's only $18.95 as a standalone. But look at this significant savings. If you bundle it with a legal plan, which most of because of the 24/7 part, because of all the other features, it's so important to have that kind of coverage if you're a victim of identity theft. Most of our members will bundle it, and you're even saving an additional $3 off the identity theft plan. I wanted to show you again how easy it is to access the coverage. I know if all the features sound good, all the services sound good, but if it's difficult to access, then it's not worth it either, right? Wherever we have our phone, wherever you have access to your phone, you have access to your rights. Look how easy it is to request a consult, or if you see at the bottom, it just says, call my law firm. You can call in, open up a file, make a request, and if it's after hours, when you hit that call my law firm, it will direct right to the 24/7 emergency line. So important for all of us. You see with identity theft, we monitor our scores. We can just access everything through the mobile app as well. But I do love the member portal, a little bit bigger, right? On the desktop or laptop, all the features are there. And if we needed to upload a document, hey, the great thing about the mobile app or the portal, if we get a traffic ticket, like I mentioned, we can just upload it right through the mobile app, answer a couple questions, and our traffic attorney will call us back, walk us through what our best next steps are. And so as I'm wrapping up, just, a reminder, totally discounted rates. Again, I pay about 40% more than these rates, and I gladly pay it because it just feels so good to be able to call an attorney for any area of law. I mean, I've used the plan so many times. But look, it's only $24.95, whether you're an individual or a family, via payroll again. So they basically take that per pay period, but that is a monthly rate, nationwide coverage, and the plans are portable, as I mentioned. And then you see those bundled rates. Look at all of these companies that are included, from rental car companies and hotels and amusement parks and just anything we're going to buy. I even had a client that saved $700 on a computer. Advanced auto parts, right? The movie theater. So really take full advantage of everything that's there in member perks. And I can tell you, you'll probably save more than what even those premiums are. And so just wrapping up, these plans are going to go into effect. We want you to use them right away. Again, if you have any questions, please reach out to me. You can email me, you can call, text me with questions. And after this enrollment period, just as a thank you from your LegalShield team, we are going to do a drawing for a $50 gift card. So get that paperwork in to your benefits department, to your HR team. Again, just so excited to be partnering with Hopelight. I know that you're going to find these benefits as valuable as I have for myself and my family.